Places like the Dallas Wastewater Treatment Plant behind me will be the most affected by the fourth proposed constitutional amendment. You see, Dallas, as well as other Texas cities, are generally pretty far behind on federal standards for wastewater pollution control. And they'll be even farther behind when the standards are upgraded in just a few years. The Water Department figures Dallas will have to spend about $54 million in the next few years to upgrade its wastewater treatment. Constitutional Amendment number 4 would help Dallas in that problem. Henry Grazier, Dallas Water Superintendent, explained part of that on Channel 8 News at noon.
Veterans of other wars, or the other wars being fought, there seem to be the reasons we were fighting these wars, the reasons these veterans of the other wars went to fight, seem to be the very reasons, the evils they were fighting, seem to be the very evils that we're perpetrating now in Vietnam on the Vietnamese people. And I think the whole myth that America can do no wrong, that America is a humane country and fights the war for humane reasons, is finally being destroyed.
Jesse, you've drawn the starting nod tomorrow night in Amarillo. This is your first shot at AA ball. Do you go through the usual butterflies one might expect with a pitcher on opening day?
Yeah, I'll be very nervous and everything.
Have you begun to get nervous already just thinking about it?
Yeah, that's right. And it's my first year here, and I, know how it really going to be.
Give us an idea, if you will, of your background. How long have you been in professional baseball now?
I've been playing for 3 years, and this will be my 4th year.
And this is the first time you've been as high as AA, right?
Right, this is the first year.
I understand that last year at Stockton you had an 8-13 record and were a bit bothered by control problems. Has that been something that you've been working on during the off season?
Yes, I've been to winter ball this year, and it's really helped me getting my throwing strikes more consistently, man. I think I'll be all right this year.
Where did you play in winter ball?
Clearwater, Florida.
What kind of a record did you post down there?
Well, we didn't really...
Just actually working out the whole time?
Right.
Did the Orioles assign any specific person to work with you on the control?
Yeah, Herm Serrata, our pitching coach here, who working with me. He works with me a lot. And George Bamberger, the one in Baltimore.
I understand, though, despite the control problems which you hope to overcome, you've got pretty good zing on your fastball.
Yes, I do. It's really good.
Is that the one you rely on in the clutch?
Yeah, that's my main pitch.
Can accept that fact. In the past, the history of Vietnam and the reasons we went into it have been so obscured with various rationalizations that no one any longer knows why we are there. But to show the fact that the American people, if they're going to pay their money for this war, if they're going to support this war, then it's time they found out what the war was all about, how it's being run, how it's being fought.
The action started in the council today when Councilman George Allen proposed legislation in Austin that would authorize the city of Dallas to tax Dallas County residents who work in the city but live outside the city. Allen claims that the people are using the City of Dallas utilities without paying any money for them. But several councilmen objected because they said it was thrown on them too soon. They didn't have time to read through the legislation and didn't really know whether they'd approve it or not. Wes Wise was one of the council members who objected. Several others jumped in, and finally the resolution was defeated by a 7-4 vote. Councilman Allen and Councilman Jesse Price then left the room and conferred briefly and returned just in time to slide an amendment into Mayor Pro Tem Jack McKinney's ambulance tax. McKinney is the author of the proposal that would allow a $1 tax on each car in Dallas County, that money to go for a countywide ambulance service. Well, that's been thrashed around among the Dallas County League of Municipalities until it's been amended to say that the money doesn't necessarily have to go to the county, it can go to the individual cities. The Price amendment would allow trucks also to contribute their dollar, and the trucking industry is known to be against it. Finally, it appears that the resolution will go to Austin for action by the House and the Senate, where it's now pending. Councilmen also agreed that the area of La Bajada in West Dallas should get some more public utilities. Residents of the area, a triangular tract somewhat north of Singleton and east of Sylvan Avenue, have said that their utilities are far below the rest of Dallas. It's been a part of the City of Dallas since 1951, but residents say they have inadequate street lighting, streets, and other measures. Well, a bookmobile has been circulating in La Bajada since last week, and today councilmen agreed to authorize $21,000 for a paving which will pave 17 blocks of La Bajada. Mayor Erik Jonsson also took the opportunity today to name his 3 appointments to the Dallas Housing Authority. They include Dr. Milton Curry of Bishop College, who had served on the authority before and will fill his old position, Dallas Attorney Mrs. Dale Milford, and Dr. Tom Shipp, a minister. The mayor has steadfastly refused to name a tenant to that authority, which has been a disappointment to the Dallas Tenants Union. Councilmen also agreed to ask the federal government for some money to begin design and engineering work on Phase 2 of the Dallas Water Treatment Plant. A project costing more than $1 million will bring Dallas more in line with federal and state water pollution control laws. This is Phil Reynolds, Channel 8 News at the Dallas City Hall.
Last year, 3,821 bicycles were stolen in Dallas. Over half were recovered. Police would like to cut down on the number of thefts and increase their recovery record. Only you can help. I spoke to Detective Richardson about this problem.
I would say when they get a bicycle, the first thing they should do would be to make a record of the frame number, and thereafter do not leave it out in the yard or on the front porch. Lock it up at night, or whenever they're going to leave it out, lock it up.
Well, many of these bicycle thieves come through with chain cutters. How would you lock it up?
The only solution to that is put it in the garage.
Mike, you had a bicycle that was stolen. Where was it taken from?
Well, it was taken out of my garage.
You've got a brand new bicycle now.
Yes, sir.
What'd you pay for it?
$95.
How are you going to keep this one from being stolen?
Well, I've been rolling it in front of the fireplace in our living room every night.
So you take it inside the house every night?
Yes, sir.
Is this the only way you can think of to keep it from being stolen?
Well, yes, sir. Well, they've been stealing a lot of bikes around here, so I figured that would solve it.
Of course, the real solution lies with each of us. But we can help the police to protect our property by recording the serial numbers on our bicycles and by locking our bicycles at night and pulling that garage door down and keeping it locked. And if you see a suspicious stranger in your neighborhood, especially at night, you might report him to the police. And then, perhaps once again, bicycling will be fun for all of us.
Do you try and keep a full year-round season of physical conditioning for yourself?
Yeah, I do, but I like to have a break. You know, you got to have a break. It gives you that rest from soccer, you know. But not too long a break. You've got to keep going all the year round, because once you lose your fitness, it's kind of hard getting it back again.
What do you do for entertainment or enjoyment outside of soccer? When you speak of a break, what kind of things do you like to do?
Well, I like things, all sports, you know. I like game of tennis, which I'm not very good at. I like swimming, but soccer's, you know, mainly my sport. think it's great.
You know, Kenny, we in the States are so used to hockey, and I think there's a natural tendency for us to equate a hockey goalie with a soccer goalie. In conversations with various goalies in a game of ice hockey, they say the reason they're there is because they couldn't skate that well. How does one become a soccer goalie?
Well, that's the reason I'm there. I'm not very good at playing out, and it was a last resort for me. But I enjoyed it. You know, I enjoy goalkeeping.
Was it a decision that you made early in your soccer career?
Well, I didn't start playing soccer while I was 13, 14, which is pretty late, you know. But I'm glad I took the decision. It's a great game, you know. But these youngsters over here, they're only young, you know. They've got all the world before them to be good soccer players. And I was very late, as I say, 13 and 14. But once you get into the swing of it, you pick it up and you're okay.
Well, Ken, this will be your second year in Dallas, and it's good to have you back again.
Great. Thank you, man.